As a recently graduated senior from Orr High School, on Chicago's west side, I saw a lot that needed to be changed in my school, a lot that needed to be changed immediately. I saw that many issues inside my school were those such as students who had low self-esteem and situations of violence, and it was never being addressed. I used to feel like if this issue or these issues don't get addressed immediately, then that will result in more and more of my classmates being put out on the streets or swept into violent situations, and then eventually jail. My high school implemented a zero-tolerance disciplinary policies. Zero tolerance means that under no circumstances is a child to be spared from suspension, detention, and or expulsion, even in the most minor of infractions. Due to these policies, I saw my fellow students pushed out of school and denied their rights to an education. I saw students suspended for cursing, having a cell phone, and talking loud in the hallways. Do you have any idea what this has done to me? Just to walk through the hallways and be afraid to speak your voice because you're afraid to get put out of the schools. It's insanity. This approach to immediately suspend or expel any and all students for the most minor of offenses does not provide a teachable moment. Instead, it perpetuates a sense of guilt and alienation, and furthermore, holding back or kicking young people out and denying them an education perpetuates the criminalization of youth. Zero tolerance leaves no room for prevention and the lasting resolution of conflict among the students and the schools. Approaches like restorative justice do address the conflict by providing students the opportunity to learn how to repair the harm that they've caused and strengthen the school's communities. At Blocks Together, we are working to win a functioning peer jury and peer resolution, a space and resources for peace circles and conversations for conflict resolution, and no more unnecessary suspensions and push out of dozens of students. With zero tolerance policies, schools like Orr in Chicago move away from helping the students to simply getting rid of them and ignoring the problems. They've kicked them to the curb with no direction. To me, this is oppressive and no longer remains an educational issue, but a civil and human rights issue that requires lawful reform. We are living in a day and time where the schools have silenced the voices of the students, a day and time where the students are being funneled out of institutions dedicated to education and into institutions focusing on confinement and control. Its lack of resources to help the students with social-emotional issues, which suspensions certainly don't help with that, is creating an unequal system. As a member of the Blocks Together Youth Council, an organization where I sit as a youth organizer, we have been fighting the zero tolerance policy for years and will remain in battle for years to come. We are working to replace zero tolerance discipline with restorative justice in Chicago's school in order to truly meet the needs of the Chicago students. Our organization wishes to work with other organizations across the country, to change policies and support the young people. To that end, we are proud to be here today as a part of Dignity in Schools campaign, National Week of Action, and we support the students, parents, educators, and advocates who are pushing back against pushouts. Thank you.